If you're looking for an affordable webcam with everything, then this might be it. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I just picked up this. It's by NexiGo. I actually picked this up because I actually picked up another NexiGo webcam, and it was great. It was really good. Good value. But then I thought the one thing that it's missing is a little webcam cover. Now, I know you could take some of these privacy camera covers and put them on there, but this one seemed to have it all, and I think it would make a really great webcam for your permanent computer, your desktop computer, the laptop that you always work at, because you don't have to kind of Frankenstein everything together. Now, this one is the N960E. Kind of reminds me of an airplane tail number right there, and as you can see, it's pretty small. Kind of reminds me of the Keo Razor, and I just want to show it to you, and then we will test it out. It does come with a little instruction booklet here, and then here is the camera. Looks like we get USB-C to USB adapter, so if you use USB-C, then this is really nice to have. I'm impressed that that came with that. And then we have the webcam right here, and a very long cord. So this is definitely meant for using with the desktop computer. If you have a tower that's sitting on the floor, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, it's longer than I can stretch it out to be. So probably 6 feet right there. And then it has the USB-A port right there, so I could plug in this, and now I could use this with more of your modern MacBooks, laptops, those types of things. And then here is the camera, and it's pretty compact, which is really nice. So it's not one of those really big ones. The bottom portion here is pretty standard webcam fare. So we've got rubber up here and here. Now, what's interesting is there's no rubber right here. Now, this is the only piece that will usually hit the back of your monitor, but oftentimes these are covered in rubber as well. So I'm a little surprised that it doesn't have that. But this will allow you to kind of do some macro adjustments, kind of get this squared up. Maybe if you have a really wide monitor, it'll be out like that. So it's really nice. You can close that up, 1/4-inch screw there, so you can put it on a tripod if you will. And then you can see here that the camera itself is on this little tiny hinge right there. And what you might be able to see here is it twists on it too. So up and down, so you can definitely do some finer adjustments there to kind of crop your shot the way you want. And then we have a small round camera up here, but we have the camera lens right there. We have a light ring right around there. I think this is a touch sensitive button there, so I think you will get 3 levels of illumination. And then right here we have the camera, and you can see this little arrow that says swing me either way. And if I just move that back and forth, you can see what we get is a little cover that covers the camera. So it's really nice that we have a built-in cover there. So if you're worried about someone hacking you, if you're worried about sometimes hanging on a conference call unintentionally, you can make sure that you can physically close that so that you don't have to worry about people seeing you pick your nose or something like that. 1080p, kind of middle of the road high definition, and it should just be plug and play with everything. And I believe right up here is a little LED indicator showing that the camera is active. And then I think these little holes on the side there are microphones. So if you want to use this as an all-in-one camera, light, and microphone, you could certainly do that, and it's really small. So not only would it be good for your desktop computer, but you could certainly travel with it. Now, the question is, how does it work? So let's try out the audio and video quality. Alright guys, so I've got the webcam plugged into my computer here, and I'm recording with it video, but also audio. So I'm using this as my microphone input as well. Otherwise, I would normally be using a separate standalone microphone, but wanted to give you the full experience here of this NexiGo webcam. So if you're thinking, yeah, I want to just buy something, have it work out of the box, I'm using it for work, I don't want to piecemeal a bunch of stuff together, well then this is the one that you might want to try. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is I have a very bright light behind and above me, so I'm definitely backlit here, and I kind of look a little pinkish sometimes. It's kind of trying to do a little white balance. As I'm moving around, it's kind of freaking it out a little bit. I mean, making some adjustments. But I haven't turned on the ring light yet. Now, so if I just go ahead and tap this, now we are on the lowest setting. Looks pretty good. If I hit it again, the medium setting, wow, that actually looks really good. You're kind of getting normal skin tones. It's really kind of counteracting the light behind me. And if I go to the high setting here, wow, now it's really putting me front and center, even though everything around me is very well lit. All right. So I also just want to go ahead and slide the cover here closed, so you can see that that cover works. Back open sesame. But one of the cool things about this camera is that I think it's 60 frames per second, as opposed to this other NexiGo that I have here. That I think records at 30 frames per second. So if you're moving around a lot, you don't want it jumping, stuttering, then this might be an improvement on that. Kind of get you a a little more fluid motion. Obviously, as it's moving around and you're putting things up here, it's trying to do some auto focusing and light balancing and all of that. But overall, for plug and play, I haven't done anything. I do have some aftermarket webcam software that I could play with the colors and the contrast and the sharpness and crop it a little differently. But as it were, this thing seems to be working pretty good right out of the box. So I'm pretty happy with this. And like I said, close that webcam cover up when I'm done, so I know that I have privacy while I'm doing the rest of my work. Well, if you're looking for a webcam with a ring light and a built-in microphone that can do it all, keep you webinaring, web conferencing, video call, training, teleworking, commuting, podcasting, YouTubing, whatever, then this might be the one for you, because it's also pretty cheap. I think 64 bucks I paid for this little bad boy. So if you want to pick this up because it's going to make your telework a little bit better, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever, thanks to Peter Von Panda.